What up? It's your boy Jody. Back with another video. So the last episode I discussed a series of questions that I went around asking women, like my little survey or whatever. And so the last question that I referred to in the last video was I went around and I asked them, give me 3 examples that you deem necessary in order for you to consider a man a good man. And then the second part of the question was, how would you go about determining whether he had those qualities or not? So the other question that I asked was, when a single black mother is raising a young boy, does she raise him to be the type of man that a man wants to be? Or does she raise him to be the type of man that a woman at her stage of life feels like a man should be, and which one is in his best interest? And the responses that I got, first it was a pause. The pause happened with every single person I asked. And then they said they would have to raise him to be the type of man that they feel like a man should be because they don't know what a man wants to be. And I was like, exactly. Here's what's interesting though. All of them said they didn't think that was a bad thing. They thought that raising a man to be what they feel like a man should be wasn't a bad thing. And so I responded and I asked them, is it not a bad thing for him? Or is it not a bad thing for women? Right? So I want to dig deep into that topic because what actually gave me the idea to ask that question was a while ago. It might have been like 2 summers ago. I was at the park with my son and he was playing. And, you know, he's 9. So like when he goes to the park or whatever, at this age, he just do his thing. And I chill in the car and I either write or watch something on my phone or like whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'd be busy, he'd be doing this thing. But anyway, this particular day, my car was parked facing the play escape. And there was this little boy, and, you know, I'm not sure, but if I had to gauge by looking at him, I would say he was probably around 3 or 4, right? And so he's, you know, doing what kids do, climbing up the ladder and going to the slide and sliding down that bitch and then coming back around and, you know, doing all that stuff, right? Here's the problem though. There was a woman, I'm assuming his mother, following behind him. And like it was how she was doing it too. She was like, when he climbed up the ladder, she was like right at the bottom of the ladder in case he fell. When he went up the stairs, she was watching to make sure he didn't slip on the step. Then when he got to the top of the slide, she told him to hold on. And then she ran all the way down to the bottom of the slide. And when she was there, when he got down, and she was like extra super duper antsy. Now it's possible that the boy might have had some kind of mental health issue or some kind of physical issue or whatever, where he was prone to injury or anything, you know, something like that. Like that is very possible in that isolated situation. However, throughout my life, my own experience and experiences that I've witnessed, I noticed the pattern of women doing that to boys. I was actually having a conversation with a young lady, and her son had to be maybe 8 or 9, but I guess he was kind of small for a 9-year-old, right? But she mentioned that he wanted to play football because all his friends was playing football, right? And she wasn't going to let him. And I asked her why. And she said, because she didn't want him to get hurt. And I asked her, I said, okay, well, let me ask you a question. And she said, what's that? I said, if you're dating a man and say a couple of his friends want to play football or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They got some kind of like, amateur league or something like they doing in the summer or some shit like that. And you asked him if he was going to play and he was like, nah, I don't want to get hurt. How would you look at him? And then she paused for a minute and she was like, probably like a bitch, but like, he's a grown man though. And I said, well, do you think that boys, something just triggers in their mind and they just all of a sudden become a man because they turn a certain age? Or do you think that they have to be groomed into the personality, into the characteristics, into the mindset and the mannerisms of a man so that it becomes part of them? Because if and that takes time, right? So if that doesn't happen and they're groomed to be one way, and then all of a sudden they're expected to be another way, then what you have is a whole bunch of motherfuckers pretending to act the version of manly that they're told to be, which is a complete polar opposite to what they were programmed and raised to be mentally.
Oh.
Okay. So I want to go deeper into that. Let me give you an example, right? So for instance, I have a dog. Canis, come here. I got a dog. This is my dog, Canis. Turn around to the camera and say what's up. You don't want to. Okay, well, anyway, every time I put the camera in his face, he do some extra shit. So anyway, I got a dog, right? Now, I want to use an analogy. Women say men are like dogs all the time. But here's the thing. What's actually funny is that's really fucking true. Black men are like dogs. And I'm about to explain why. So, dogs, and a lot of people have dogs, there's this general it's like this general list of things that most dog owners do in order to make it possible for them to have a dog, right? So for instance, you train the dog to eat at a certain time that fits your schedule. You'll train the dog to use the bathroom in a certain location that's convenient for you because you got to clean the shit up. Right? You'll train the dog to adhere to a series of commands like sit, stay, attack, like whatever you need it to do, you train it to do that. Right? Now, all of the things that you teach the dog are completely polar opposite to what he is genetically programmed to do. Right? You're modifying his psychology to suit you as the owner of a dog. The dog is a companion to you. You aren't a companion to the dog. The dog is there for you.
Oh.
Because you wanted a dog, right? Okay. So if you have women raising boys to be what they feel like a man should be, then what you're doing is you're programming boys to be what women want them to be instead of what they want to be. Why isn't that a bad thing? Maybe that's why men don't have confidence. Maybe that's why our men don't know who the fuck they are. Because no matter what they do and no matter what they think subconsciously that their purpose is for you. And it isn't, baby. That's not true. Even in the Bible, Eve was created as a companion to Adam. Eve was Adam's helpmate. God gave Adam instruction, and he gave Adam Eve to keep him company so he wouldn't be lonely.
Oh.
Right? That's it. Like if you're a Christian, you can't argue. That's what it says. Right? And if you're not a Christian, the principle is still the same. An individual has to be whole within themselves. Their purpose cannot be someone else. That's beta mentality. But you want to fuck the alpha though. That's where shit gets all fucked up. Because now what you have is women raising boys to be the type of man that women don't want to fuck, but the type of man that they want to settle for and use after they done getting the shit fucked out.